Oops, I don't have the right thing on. Ah. Okay. I'm officially live. And oh no, my secrets. Okay. Oh, it says I'm public. All right. I am a little early, so. Well, I'm waiting for people to show up. I can get the music started. Where is... Huh, okay. Is it here? I guess I didn't pin it to the taskbar. Oh, god damn it. Ignore the kitties. There's no kitties. Winamp. Yeah, Winamp was not pinned to my taskbar. Weird. Don't see anybody in the chat yet. In fact, it says no views. That's weird. Hmm. Turn that down on my end a little bit. Louder than that. Well, it's nearly 1 and still nobody in the chat yet. Well, I guess I'll just get started. I'm sure people will start showing up at some point. It's weird that nobody's shown up yet. What is going on? Well, YouTube says I'm live. Yeah. Oh, hi, introvert goblin. Finally, somebody showed up in the chat. I did start a little early, but still. Here, let me pop out the chat. Go ahead and do that. Move Winamp over here. Live chat. I think I'll add some shading to these people back here. Or, let me try to move my... There we go. Just adding a little bit of variation to these background people. Actually, let me take that. That's a little too close to the... A little too close to the color of that guy's cape. Ah. Nope. I keep hitting the wrong damn keys. My mic is in an awkward spot. Yeah. That's probably enough. I don't know that they need a lot. Yeah. You can tell them apart. That's about all it needs. Hi, Insidious. All right, foreground. Oh, that's not what I meant to do. Guess I'll just go left to right. That's weird. left on short notice last time because I unexpectedly had company. Yeah, it happens. Ah. Hi, Gabriel Kane. My day's going all right. Hope yours is too. Does that make sense? To shade the hair like that? I don't know. Oh. I guess it works. Oops. Glad to hear your day is going well. Oh, those are slightly different colors. Hang on. Damn it, stop moving it around, you dumb fuck. I have seen the Welcome to Dairy Tree teaser. It actually looks surprisingly good. I was completely uninterested until I saw that. Conceptually, it seems kind of pointless, because, like, isn't it just going to be basically the same plot as It, but just set 30 years earlier? But, like, it does look really good. Do 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 do. It comes out, do you plan on doing a video on it? Maybe I should finally cover it chapter 2. I keep meaning to. I don't know. It chapter 2 is going to be a little hard to cover just because I didn't like it as much as I was hoping I would, and I actually haven't even gotten myself to watch it a second time. What the fuck just happened? Come on. Alt. Starting to have second thoughts about how desaturated these people are, but I don't know. Hang on a second. Let me fix a little error. There we go. Do I prefer the original series, miniseries, or the newer films? I like both. You should watch my videos on those because, or at least my video on It Chapter 1, because I do kind of compare the two a lot. But I thought they both had their stronger and weaker points. I didn't think either one was entirely better than the other. Chapter 2 is also nearly 3 hours. God, I forgot that. I saw Chapter 2 and I thought it was good, but it felt too long, and it kind of was. I don't remember it being long. I just remember it having a whole lot of mood whiplash, and I didn't like the way the jump scares were handled. Like, Chapter 1 also had jump scares, but they just kind of worked better. I don't know, like I said, I've only seen it once, so it's hard to articulate exactly what it was I didn't like about it. Hi, Death's Head. Hi, Living Corpse. Rather something be too short than too long. Phrasing? Okay, I'm glad more people are showing up now. It was getting weird. It's getting weird in here. Oh, well, okay. That did work out. Chapter 2's runtime was 2 hours and 49 minutes. Wow, I did not remember that. Well, thank you, Insidious. I've certainly been working on this long enough. I'm glad it's finally getting somewhere. And that wasn't quite what you were commenting on. I'm just rambling. Let me actually take a minute to get caught up on the chat. It shouldn't. I'm only a few messages behind, so. It's the main beef I have with a lot of films these days. They're quite long, and I don't have the time nor patience for that. I think it's fine. I walked right into that one, yeah. I think it just depends on how well the movie handles the time it has, if that makes any sense. Because I know Wicked was insanely long, but it didn't feel overly long. I thought it was paced well. Oh, I already did that. Whoops. Oh, I don't quite like how that looks. This guy is so small on the page. I probably shouldn't be too concerned about how he looks. If the shading is just right and all that crap. Oh, I just noticed a little mistake I want to fix. The films I'm okay with being 3+ hours were the Lord of the Rings trilogy, as there was so much in the books that you couldn't quite delete. Yeah. It all depends on whether or not you can be absorbed into the story. Yeah, that too. Perfect is the enemy of the good. In other words, don't sweat the small stuff too much. Yeah, I've really had to live by that motto while working on this. My one complaint for Godzilla -1 is it could cut 15 minutes out and still be just as good. Fine on the first viewing, but on the second feels long. A Godzilla movie does need to be almost 2 hours. Well, I haven't seen that one, so I can't comment. Going a little too soft on the shading, maybe. That's a little better. Sometimes I forget how small these figures are on the page. Do 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 do. Oops. Let me fix that in a second. All right. Geez, I might actually finish this page, this stream. That'd be cool. I think I'm actually just gonna make those shoes darker. I'm not gonna bother with light shading and highlights and all that crap. I'll just make them darker. Because they'd be pretty much in the shadows, so. There we go. While I'm thinking about it, let me go ahead and... Oops. Do I have something... There we go. Oh. There we go. Do, 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 do. Go watch it even without Godzilla. You'd have a compelling movie about a war vet survivor's guild. Yeah, I've heard that Godzilla -1 was a great movie. I just haven't gotten around to watching it. Is it a crime that I have not seen the original Lilo and Stitch family member of mine wants to see the new one, and people look like they want to kill me when I tell them I haven't seen the first film. For what it is, I haven't either. I don't know why I never saw it, but I just never did. I haven't seen any movies recently, so I'm going to discuss a movie I really liked a couple of years ago. The Wonka movie wasn't really an adaptation, but it felt like a modern fairy tale. Oh, I know which one you mean, the prequel thing. Yeah, I wasn't really interested in that one, so... I remember seeing the trailers for it. Lilo and... I forgot there was a Lilo and Stitch series. Obviously never watched it since I didn't see the movie. This particular track goes really hard. Maybe I should try to, like, contact this guy and tell him how much I like his Abadox covers. They're on Bandcamp. I actually bought them. That's why I'm able to play them in Winamp. I think this might be my favorite track on here. I think I probably say that every week, but whoops! No, I didn't mean to do that. Okay. I'm a little bit clumsy when I'm using the pen. The mouse is just more comfortable to use for literally everything but coloring for me. Okay, let me, okay, what's going on here? Do I have something? Oh, I did have something selected. Trying to do a little smudge there to get rid of, there we go. A little bit of white there that was bugging me. Stitch is still one of the cutest characters ever. He does have a good character design, I'll give him that. Haven't seen anything this year. Yeah. What have I seen this year? I feel like I went to the... Oh, right! Thunderbolts, duh. I saw Thunderbolts a few weeks ago. Is that the first thing I've seen this year? Okay, suddenly I'm... Hang on. Whenever there's a movie coming out that I want to see, I put it on my Google Calendar. Let me look at what I've seen this year. Sometimes I put stuff on here that I have no Oh yeah, Captain America Brave New World. I forgot all about that. Yeah, Minecraft movie. Yeah, I didn't see that one. I just... Sometimes when I'm curious about how a movie is going to do or whatever, I'll put it on my calendar just to kind of remind myself of when it's coming out. Yeah, Thunderbolts and Captain America Brave New World are the only movies I've seen this year so far. Yeah, Lilo and Stitch remake just came out, I believe, according to my calendar. Unless they changed it since I put it on there. And Karate Kid Legends is next week. I think we're going to see that one. Anyway. Red and Red 2. I'm not familiar with those. Something with Bruce Willis in it. Saw a Minecraft movie this year, and that's been it, really. I keep meaning to catch more stuff in the cinema, but they either never show up in my local or work gets in the way, yeah. For me, it's usually, like, has to do with how much money I have in the bank. Because movies are expensive. Hi, Ashtray. Nope, you're only 30 minutes late. It seems like most people are late today, though, so... Here I'm still watching older films from the 70s to 90s and shit like that. I do want to see The Woman in the Yard, though. Yeah, that's me. I usually watch older movies. I don't really go out of my way to see too many new ones, unless they're MCU or otherwise something I'm particularly interested in. Old horror slasher films are the best. Yeah, I agree with that. Hi, Sticks. Teen Avengers. Oh, Special Iron made it. Yay. Nice to see the same butts as last week in the comic. I think the most justifiable Disney remake, at least in principle, is Snow White, given how the original is 90 years old. Yeah, that's fair. So old that Disney didn't know how to draw men. That's why the prince doesn't have much screen time. I don't know if that's true, but that's kind of funny. Yeah, I thought Pete's Dragon was a legitimate remake. Unfortunately, nobody really liked the remake, so it didn't do very well, but I kind of liked it. Oh, okay, thanks for stopping by, Sticks. And he's gone already. It's been a while since I've seen your other videos, honestly. Who is your favorite slasher villain? Mine's Michael. That's a tough one. I definitely like Michael better than Jason. Michael has kind of become my favorite recently just because I really liked those Halloween... that new Halloween trilogy. Thought they handled Michael really well in those, but like, I don't know. I don't know if Michael's really my favorite overall. Kind of depends on my mood. I guess probably Chucky? It used to be Chucky for sure. I'm just not sure if it's still Chucky. Yeah, that works. I guess I'll add a little shading to that. Do, 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 do. Oh. There we go. I was hitting the wrong button. Okay. I think after I'm done with the people, I just have these birds, and I don't know if the birds in the background probably don't even need any shading, but we'll see. I think I'm going to be finishing. Whoops, I forgot to make the color darker. Might actually be finishing this page of this stream. I want to jinx it, but it's kind of looking that way. People are done. Or they should be. Unless I forgot something or fucked up somewhere. Yeah. Maybe a couple of these birds that are a little closer could use a little bit of shading, but for the most part, they're basically done, I think. And of course, obviously, this guy's gonna get some shading. And probably highlights as well. Family member was recommending me a whole bunch of strange movies from the 90s. Priscilla, Queen of the Desert. I know I've heard of that one. I haven't seen it. Oh, I missed the heart spamming somehow. I always respected Michael. He's always followed his dreams since childhood. I find it hilarious that Nosferatu, the unauthorized adaptation of Dracula, is popular enough to have a remake. It's true. I never saw Nosferatu. I think it came out on, didn't that come out on Christmas? I wasn't gonna go out on Christmas. Came in just in time for the Echo soundtrack. Yeah, it switched soundtracks almost right when you showed up. That was kind of funny. I thought your soul belonged to Pinhead. Yeah, I don't know. It's tough to choose because they're all so different from each other. Like, I can easily pick Michael over Jason, but... because they're the same type of killer, but the others are so different from each other. Like how this page has been progressing. Thank you. Actually, come to think of it, I probably won't finish this today. I forgot. I've got kind of a lot of work to do on this one with all the gold. So I probably won't finish it, but... I like to think that that's a normal-sized peacock, and it's the people who are in the background looking at something else. Great. Yeah, I noticed the extra hearts right after I said that. Only Michael Myers could stab someone with a gun. Only Michael Myers would do that. I guess I'll go ahead and give these two some shading and just kind of get them out of the way. Excuse me, oh my god. He shoots someone with a knife. I don't think it works that way. Let me back up and... Yeah, those birds don't need any more shading. I mean, it couldn't hurt for them to have more, but like, they're gonna be like... They're gonna be like that big on the page, probably. Top comment that I love on Letterboxd for Nosferatu was, so it's okay to sing along during Wicked, but if I start biting people during Nosferatu, I'm in the wrong. One of Michael's best kills. It's one of Michael's funniest kills. I don't know if I'd call it his best. It's definitely funny because it's so unexpected. Russia's military has knives that shoot bullets. Really sneaky way to avoid being captured if you are told to disarm. Started reading the Dark Tower books again. Interesting. About to start the drawing of the 3. Isn't that basically what Squall did? And with his gunblade, in fact, I thought about answering only if it's a gunblade. Michael really unnerved me in general in part 4 because he mostly killed with his bare hands and the damage he did was just grisly. I wasn't that big a fan of how they handled Michael in those earlier sequels. That's hard to explain. The whole pinning someone to the wall thing is equally ridiculous in hindsight when you remember that it's supposed to be a normal chef's knife and not a 2-foot-long machete. Yeah, I know. That was right in the first movie, too. I have read through the Dark Tower series exactly one time. I don't know if I could really reread it. I kind of, like, I won't spoil it, but I wasn't super happy with how it ended. Yeah, I noticed the spamming of hearts. Metal Gear Solid 2 Snake tried disarming Olga, a female Russian soldier, but she shot at him with one of those knives. Thankfully, her version only had 1 bullet. That's interesting. They shoot the blade via springs. Oh, that's interesting. You could really catch someone off guard with that. They think you're just pointing at them with a knife and then you pull the trigger in them. It's kind of funny. To be fair, one of his first kills in the original was strangulation, if I remember right, the disturbing breathing noises that he makes. Yeah. What was Michael's first on-screen kill? It wasn't Annie, was it? I liked being able to cross-reference the books and find all the relating factors. Yeah, that'd be interesting. 65% knife for your knife. Ah, well. Finally saw the Minecraft movie on my channel. I literally had to do a 3-part video. That's how many opinions I had about it. Didn't help that I had computer issues. Longest day of filming ever. Oh god. Drawing of the Three is cool because it's the book that introduces Eddie, one of my favorite characters. Of course you like Eddie. Probably everybody does. Everyone loves the wisecracker. Michael Myers just kind of holding the phone up like he doesn't know what to do with it is unintentionally hilarious. Yeah, Michael's weird like that. What was the action movie where someone threw a knife at the hero and he just kicked it midair out of the way? I have no idea, but that sounds cool. Yeah, it took me a second to get that special iron. Yeah, okay, yeah, Judith would have been the first. I don't know why I forgot Judith. That was weird. Knives, guns, the knives/guns that folks are talking about sound like something that crops up in old James Bond films. It does. One of my favorite facts about the making of Halloween is how the scene following Michael had the crew scrambling to remain out of the shot. That's funny. I remember at the end of the first Lord of the Rings films, an orc throws a knife at Aragorn and he deflects it with his sword. Annie's death is the one that probably unnerves me the most. Yeah, that's a great kill scene. Yeah, after the scare chord, there's no music or anything. You just hear her gasping and... One movie I have on the list to see this year, no questions asked, is Avatar: Fire and Ash. I didn't get a chance to see Way of Water. Oh, when it came out, so this will be my chance. I didn't know the third Avatar movie was coming out this year. I never saw the second. I liked the first. The Evil Overlord list? That doesn't sound familiar. Okay. Oh, I already had that selected. Let me also select the other part of him that's that color. God, this was the ice level. I fucking hated that level. I don't know if I want that much shading there. Yeah, I'll just treat this group of tail feathers like one object. Yeah. Well, I said I would shade these like one object, but I think I'm gonna highlight. You know, if I should treat, maybe I should treat that like hair. I don't know if that looks weird. Okay. Giving this peacock a little more attention since he's the focus. So wanted pets. There we go. I think I'll get the gray parts on him. I don't know if I don't know if I'm gonna add very much shading, but I think in general I'd like the beak to be a little darker. There we go. Stand out from all that blue a little bit better. And same goes for his legs. I think I'm going to make them a little darker to make them stand out a little more. Mostly. Okay, all that's left are the pinkish white feathers. Geez, it's only 1:50. The stream is going kind of slow. Not in a bad way. Oh, I forgot. There's this color blue still. So I'm not quite done yet. Oh, I forgot to select. Ow, my hand's starting to cramp up. Okay, I'm going to have to take a break in a second. Let me finish these whitish parts. God, the tube. Ow. Okay, I wish I could finish the blue before taking a break, but my hand's starting to cramp up. Ow. Oh boy, and I'm behind on the chat. Oh God, where'd I leave off at? There we are. Favorite mask besides the original? Do you mean Michael Myers' mask? I liked how he looked in Halloween Kills. After the fire and everything. Speaking of Lord of the Rings, I just finished reading my daughter The Hobbit this year, and on Facebook Marketplace someone was selling Sting for $100 and it's a real sword, so I got it. Okay. That's cool. There was one rule that stated, my troops will be taught that guns are ranged weapons and swords are not. I would hope so. Speaking of stalkers, if you ignore the robot from the future part, the Terminator in the first movie is a creep. Avatar 3 is coming out this December. Wow. Fun fact, the hand picking up the knife in the beginning was Deborah Hill. Yeah, I know that. I think I didn't mention it in my video I made on Halloween, but I did learn that later. That was a rumor? I don't know about that. Evil Overlord list was a list of rules that lampshades and parodies of typical mistakes that movie and comic villains make. Oh, okay. Avatar, the franchise that makes billions but has basically no cultural staying power. I don't know about that. I think I watched the first Scream or whatever, the one with ghost faces. Yeah, that's Scream, but I don't remember watching it, so might be time for a rewatch. Scream is really good. All my minions will wear clear visored helmets. My air vents will be too small to crawl through. Oh, damn it. Refreshed. There it is. Pre-YouTube, wow. Hi, Flash. We're focusing on a lovely peacock. Surprised Dina hasn't said anything about fixing somebody's butt yet. Oh. Because I don't think I made any mistakes on the butts. Also makes sense that the villain wouldn't be able to micromanage everything. Yeah, that's fair. The butt stream continues. You guys are weird. Thanks, Special Iron. How is everyone tonight? I'm pretty good. I hope you are too. Hand cramps are the worst. Yeah. My hands didn't used to cramp up like this. I think it's partly an old age thing. A little tired, but otherwise cool. The Dina stream has re-energized me. That's awesome. I worked out this morning, so I'm definitely productive today. I remember a recurring bit from SF Debris, Flash Gordon review, where Ming knows of the evil overlord list and thinks that only wimps follow it. That's funny. Well, you can't see the eyes on the tail feathers because they're all, like, you know, overlapping each other. You can't see the eyes until they spread out. You can, essentially, you're only seeing the edge of each feather, if that makes any sense. Oh, Special Iron said it already. Why do cramps, specifically calf ones, always feel like you're gonna explode? It's definitely the worst. Oh god, yeah, those leg cramps are the worst. I get cramps in my feet sometimes. For me, those are the worst. Oh, Ashtray also gets them. See, I thought that was a thing that only happened to me. Finally resting before a busy week, I hear that. I wonder when Dina will reach my arrival. I already have. 2019 is the best Halloween masks to me. As someone said, it isn't trying to be old like the Rob Zombie remake, it just is. Yeah. God, you had to remind me that the Rob Zombie movies exist. Anyway. I think Michael's mask looked worse in Halloween 4. I don't know what was going on there, but his hair was like way too neat. He looked like freaking Data from Star Trek. I forgot about foot cramps, God. Oh, it's interesting how many other people, because I didn't experience foot cramps until I started doing DDP yoga, where you flex your feet a lot in those workouts, and like ever since I started doing that, if I stop working out for a while, my feet will start cramping, and it never happened. So I just thought it was a thing that like maybe only people who do yoga are familiar with. Picture the scene. You're doing well. Everything is good on your day. And then Mufasa ends up in your timeline again. What? Scream was so good at being a parody. It got its own parody. Yeah, that's the thing I didn't really... That's the thing that was kind of weird about... That's the weird thing about Scary Movie. They took a movie that was a parody and they did a parody of the parody. I guess Scream was more satire than parody, maybe, but still, it's a little weird. Like, Scary Movie was just kind of unnecessary. I'm not saying it wasn't parts of it weren't good, but it's a little weird that they did a parody of a parody. We may be weird, but we're a nice kind of weird. That's true. I don't think I made any mistakes on the butts yet. Dina was definitely led into saying that. Pretty much, yeah, like someone said earlier, I think it was Living Corpse, I walked into that. There's a comedy spy game called I Expect You to Die. In one of the bad guys' hideouts, you can find a book titled Just Shoot Them, The Many Downfalls of Eccentric Masterminds. That's funny. Yeah, the streams are fun. Matthew Lillard is reprising his role as Stu in the next upcoming Scream film. That's kind of weird because he even got a giant fucking TV dropped on his head. Leg cramps are the worst. I always get them laying in bed at night. Yeah. The way to avoid those is to try to not point your toes. And if you feel one coming on, then like position your feet as if you're standing, if that makes sense. Yeah, I know everybody gets leg cramps. I just always imagined that foot cramps were a little more rare. I took a little fall recently and landed on my ankle. I was okay, but it still feels a little bruised. Ooh, that sucks. The only time I get leg cramps is when I'm sound asleep and then my body decides I'm getting a bit too much good sleep and decides to throw in a leg cramp. Definitely how it feels sometimes. Can't wait to see him become Springtrap. My dad says that cramps happen when you haven't drank enough fluids. Excuse me. I don't know how true that is, but it's a theory at least. Yeah. Excuse me, damn. I was getting a lot of leg cramps during the time when I was only consuming like 700 to 800 calories a day. So yeah, I don't get them as much now. That was not my finest moment. I always thought it was to do with oxygen-starved muscles when blood flow gets restricted by posture. I mean, it could be either, really. Scream was self-aware. I stopped after 2 because it kind of became a parody of itself. True. I don't know, I think the sequels are fun, but I see your point. I think the first one was probably the best. Definitely don't drink enough water as I should, so it's plausible. I think it has something to do with vitamins, too. Damn it, there's a gnat. Wasn't there one Halloween movie where the mask looked surprised for some reason, and one where he looked like a long-necked alien? I know in H2O his mask was a little tight, so you could like really see his eyes, which was kind of didn't look great. That might have been, I don't remember if he looked like a long-necked alien or not, but that could be the one you're thinking of. Yeah, the original Michael mask was, they took a Captain Kirk mask and sprayed it white and messed up the hair. Oh, the live-action movie. Fuck, I forgot all about that. Forgot about the live-action Mufasa movie. Movie I couldn't care less about, and a movie in which I found an ad for today scrolling through Facebook. That's funny. Yeah, I forgot all about Mufasa. I immediately thought of the character Mufasa, so I was a little confused there. Always got to get a kick out of the comments on Mufasa videos, as there's always at least one that brings up Sonic 3 beating it. I love that. Disney tried to pretend it didn't too, which was even funnier. Character Matthew's going to be playing in the next Five Nights at Freddy's. I don't follow Five Nights at Freddy's because the creator is a homophobe. When people say The Mask, I keep thinking of Jim Carrey. I now have an image of Michael Myers breaking the fourth wall and saying, "Somebody stop me." Of course you did. The lion that was beaten by a hedgehog. Alright. Let me see if I can work on this. Okay, yeah, I just have that one shade of blue left. Arguably two hedgehogs. Oh, we're up to Echo too. Yeah, that didn't work out too well. Okay. Oops. Damn it, I did it again. There we go. Alright, let me see. I wonder if... I kind of wonder if maybe I should make him a little more glossy looking, but I don't know. Again, he's kind of small on the page, even though he's the... Even though he's the focus of this panel, he's still pretty small on the page overall, so... He already shows up pretty well just because he's basically the only thing that's vibrantly blue and purple. Let me mess around with something. Yeah, that doesn't look right. Does that look good? That does make him look a little more saturated. I don't necessarily want him brighter, I just want him more saturated, I think. I think that looks pretty good. I feel like maybe this blue is a little too dark now, but I don't know. I'm being a little nitpicky. I think I'll just call that panel done. Maybe I should put some shadows on the ground, but I think I'll do that after the stream. Oh no, neck cramp. It's interesting timing. I'm not sure why, but the different shades of blue makes me think of Panzer Dragoon Saga. Maybe it's the tower or the town of Zoa at night. Interesting. I'm still thinking maybe this blue is a little too dark. I may brighten just that one color. We'll see, though. I'm going to leave it alone for a while. I don't want to... Yeah, neck cramps are no fun. I was reading the stuff about cramps while you were having the cramp. That's kind of funny. I'm remembering that Robot Chicken horror villain Big Brother parody where Michael Myers turned out to be Mike Myers, which is a pretty obvious joke, but yeah, I could see that being funny. It's a tough one because I remember being into it a lot. Then Scott Cawthorne is kind of a crap person. Yeah, I mean, I'm a little bit lucky in that I was never super into the games. I kind of enjoyed watching Markiplier play them a bit, but I just read that about Scott Cawthorne. That's sad. I feel like a lot of people have forgotten about it because he did talk about it one time and then he got a lot of backlash and then he just kind of shut up. And I think over time people just sort of forgot, which that can happen. He did the smart thing and just kind of laid low until people forgot. My daughter was into that until she found out about him. Yeah, that's a bummer. I think I've seen Markiplier play Poppy's Playtime. The new games are by a different studio, but it doesn't feel the same. Yeah, but also I'm sure he gets, you know, I'm sure he gets residuals from that. It's a fairly vibrant looking bird. Thank you. Sucks that people's beliefs have to ruin franchises aimed at children like that in Harry Potter. Yeah. Yeah, unlike J.K. Rowling, he was smart and just kind of shut up about it for a while. Anyway. Let's not talk about that bitch. I used to love Harry Potter, now it's a ruin for me. Yeah, that's a bummer. When reading about cramps causes cramps. Causes cramps. I've just caused someone to have a cramp, haven't I? Sorry. Chat turns to controversial people. Me runs out the door away from anything political. Yeah, I hear that. I need to put more shadows in here. Dina proceeds to copy and paste the edgy hedgehog at the bottom of everyone's feet. What? Oh, duh. That took me a second. Yeah, I wish she would F off too. Well, that's your choice to make, Flash. I don't really want to go into the whole thing, honestly. I've talked about it too much. Like a worse version of infectious yawns. Oh god, could you imagine anytime somebody gets a cramp, everybody else does too? Ever tell you someone stole my bed sheets? I called the insurance company, but they wouldn't cover it. What? I have to go to the bathroom. I'll be right back. I figured that was probably a dad joke. I just it didn't quite land for me. Contagious crap, what fresh hell would that be? Not gonna read that out loud. This is why I don't touch Twitter. Too much toxicity and drama. Well, I got my account suspended, so I couldn't go on Twitter if I wanted to. It's probably for the best, really. I'm not in the Discord, but can someone make the shadow hedgy pick, but like badly photoshopped so you can still see the white what? We have to keep bringing back the Bud Special Iron 2025. I'm not going to read that aloud, and that's how you can tell that Dina's just read a dad joke, usually by me. Yep. Oh my god, fucking cows. I personally like calling X Zitter. See, I call it Twitter because I figure if I'm gonna keep dead naming Elon's site as long as he keeps dead naming his daughter. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, okay. I'm just double looking at that panel again to make sure. I think I'm done with it. At least for now. I may go back and tweak it a little bit later, but... Okay, I'm not gonna... I think that floor is basically done. I might add shading or reflections or something to it, but... Okay, the walls. How am I gonna... So I think this stuff is just beige. It's not gold. Only these yellow things are like metallic gold. I'm so stereotypically British. The minute I see controversy or confrontation, I'm gone. I hear that. Oh, thanks, Special Iron. Shitter. It's a good name for it. Twatter is good, too. I'm not entirely sure how I'm gonna shade some parts of this. I guess if these are on the foreground, they'd be casting shadows on that, so that's something. And this is in front of this, so let me see. I think I can create some depth here. How soft do I want these shadows? Maybe not too soft. I can always go back and fix that later. That one would be softer because it's further away. Listen to me being all smirt. Hopefully that makes sense. So I'm kind of imagining the light source being over here somehow, somewhere, and it's like casting shadows on this back wall. I could also... There we go. That kind of like sets it more in the background, I think. In fact... Yeah, I'll leave that shadow alone. I think that's fine. I wonder how much of a shadow... See, how far back is the wall from this eagle, I wonder? Probably pretty far, so... As usual, I have no idea what I'm doing. I think that probably makes sense, right? Let me back up a little bit. Yeah, I think so. Part of me wants to nitpick, but like, I think it's fine. Decision paralysis is a real thing, you guys. I don't know how many of you deal with that, but sometimes I get so hung up on details, I can't make any decisions because like, oh, well, if I do this, how will I do that? And blah, 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 blah. It's hard to explain. Do, 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 do. Well, if the light source is over here, then I guess this would be like... Well, no, that would... See, this would be casting a shadow on the steps. And... more so on... Okay, this is making sense now. Oh god, not Tube of Medusa. Here, let me actually... Anything I'm doing making sense here? I don't know. Somewhat. I think I kind of messed up on the shading here, but... I'm getting decision paralysis again. Okay, so I think... Alright. Let me get caught up on the chat really quick. Makes sense that the only ornamentation is gold, yeah. Oh, thank you, Flash. My mother used to love calling Facebook fuckbook. Twitter's become a toxic cesspool and a replacement for 4chan. Yikes. The bird worshipping reminds me of General Zod when he takes over the White House. I see you are practiced in worshipping things that fly. Good. Does anyone know where calling people Karen came from? I don't know. It was just sort of a thing that caught on. Marching ants are gonna get dazzled crawling over that golden bird. Oh, thanks, Ashtray. Happy accidents, yeah. Dina, I think I'm done. I'll do this. Her brain, no. Yeah, pretty much. I used to draw a comic by hand. It was a zine style, but doing it by hand made it so I couldn't get hung up on details because I couldn't zoom in and nitpick, so the tablet makes it easier. That's a good point. But also harder in a way. Yeah, I see what you mean. Know Your Meme suggests it came from a line in Mean Girls. Oh my god, Karen, you can't just ask someone why they're white. Dina's already stressing and then the tube of Medusa kicks in. I always liked this tune, however, hated the level, but liked the tune. Oh yeah, it's a great tune. It gives me PTSD. My top recommended video right now is part 2 of the Silent Hill movie watch along. Dina's cringing at the skinning scene in the thumbnail. Yeah, I had fun making that thumbnail. What song lyric do you always mishear? For an example, me and my mom think that the final chorus of Lady Gaga's Born This Way sounds like she's saying boneless with hay. I can't think of one off the top of my head. Time to play weed or dinner. Smells like someone smoking weed, but also kind of smells like sweet and sour sauce. Maybe it's both. Maybe they have the munchies from smoking weed. Thumbnails I really liked in Dina's Resident Evil 2 Let's Play videos where she pastes larger eyes on herself and Claire staring at the spider. Yeah, that was fun. Yeah, first I made my eyes really big, and then the second time you see spiders, I made Claire's eyes really big. And then I think if there was a third time, I was planning to also make the spider's eyes really big, but I think that didn't happen. So it was like more sets of eyeballs each time. Papadum breach. Who are you gonna call those bastards? I never heard it that way. Oh, sorry. I just made all of you yawn. Papadum Street. Hi, George. Comma to me, Leon. With the spider, you'd have to give it 8 large eyes. I don't remember if the spiders in Resident Evil 2 had 8 eyes or not. Didn't you say at one point in the Let's Play they just want to eat me and not in a nice way? Sounds like something I would say. I recently was reminded negative equals a positive, whereas positive times negative... Okay, wait, sorry, I misread that. Recently was reminded a negative times a negative equals a positive, whereas positive times negative is negative. Makes sense that metal makes me happy and most pop music annoys me. Number one, Funky Duck. The hot dogs go on. I guess I always hear that line as another one. Bites the duster. As in duster. Let's see. I don't need it that big. Oops, I said the light source was that way, didn't I? Then this would be dark anyway. First time I'm using a... Whoops. First time I'm using a highlight color on this. Excuse me. Oh, there's a little error in the inking I should fix at some point. I feel like that could be brighter. Maybe I'll add a little bit of like reflected highlight on that. Nah, that's a bit much. I'll use this color. Also, I don't know if this is straight, so I'm just gonna, there we go. Trying to add a little depth to some of these details. What's going on? Oh, I'm an idiot. That was the smudge. I thought it was the brush. I was wondering why nothing was happening. It was me getting a little too hung up on details again, but oh well. Thanks for the hearts, whoever's doing that. I caught it this time. think that's it for that part. Oh yeah, those are called mondegreens, aren't they? Hadn't heard that term in a while. Less constipation. Yikes. I always sing Footloose, do something to a goose because I don't know what the actual lyric is. If you want to know, it's kick off your Sunday shoes. I really like Footloose. It was actually the first, the soundtrack to Footloose was the first CD I ever bought. Someone on Facebook who acts out misheard lyrics, and it's hilarious. I'm kind of skipping over the ones that are from lyrics I'm not familiar with, since they're lost on me. I like to ruin Careless Whisper with I'm never wearing pants again. That's a good one. You ain't never bought a record and you ain't no friend of mine. Yeah, thanks for the hearts, you guys. There's a lot of love in these streams. There is. Celibate good times? I don't feel like that one really works. I don't know of anyone who pronounces it celibate. So many hearts, oh my god. I always have a blast watching these streams on the elliptical. That's cool. I've been going on the elliptical lately. It's a pretty good workout. What do you want, teeny butt? Tara just woke up and she's going to make it everybody's problem. Wow, all the hearts. I got one of each heart. Those look cool all together. Amy Rose's theme song where the words go, "It was so cute, I had to save it." The word save sounds like shave because of the percussion. Oh, yeah. Alright, okay. Oh, I have the bird being separate from the rest of the gold. That was a smart move on my part. Good job, Pastina. What am I doing? Oh, didn't change the color. Wow. Let's see, how do I make that look gold? I think if I just like... I'm actually gonna... Let me get a mid-color there. Oh, that's too dark. I don't know if that really makes sense, but whatever. I don't want it to be too light because it's in the background. I'm just gonna add like a little highlight to the top of it. Is that gonna work? I think I overdid it a little bit, but I think I'm on the right track. Here we go. Have it be about the same width as the outline. I think that makes sense, I hope. Yeah, it looks pretty good when I zoom out. I should do kind of doing the background parts first, and then I'll go back and deselect all of this and just get the posts or whatever they are. Me hearties. Tara just woke up and she's gonna make it everyone's problem. Standard cat problems, yeah. She's like an infant where when she wakes up, she just starts crying, you know what I mean? You know, when babies wake up and they start crying, Tara does that. I'm awake and I'm gonna make it everybody's problem. Sleep is for cool people. Tara knows how to cat. She sure does. Are orange cats really that extra? Supposedly orange cats are really dumb and goofy. Oh, I see you said I'm off. I didn't click that you were leaving. Thanks for stopping by, introvert. You're probably already gone. Now it really looks like the holy bird statue is on an altar in front of the wall. Oh, good. Ugh, I'm not even gonna read that out loud. Shadowing gives it depth. Good. Oh my god. There's a song in My Little Pony and an Equestria Girls short where Twilight sings, "I'm really going to pinch myself," but it sounds like she's saying, "I'm really going to piss myself." Great. Phone has just notified me that a subscribed stream has started. Apparently it's been done by Cyber. Oh. Very well designed idol, a false one in the story, perhaps. It's just showing that people are worshipping birds. It kind of leads up to Falcor becoming part bird. Siamese cat princess Sashi. Aww. Holy bird sounds like something that Robin would say. Appropriately enough. Holy bird. Have you seen the shorts featuring the orange cat named Nanaki who likes being held upside down? Yes, I love that guy. Follow me if you like cats, I guess. From what I hear, orange cats are the equivalent of goofy golden retrievers of the cat family. Yeah, I was going to say that they have golden retriever energy, from what I gather. I think when I was a kid I had an orange cat, but I don't recall him being especially goofy. So I don't have a lot of experience with orange cats in particular. Is some Horus inspiration there? Not really. Worship this, spreads wings. No, actually I got this from, this was like, the image I used as reference for this, it was like a Buddhist temple, and I just like replaced the gold statue of Buddha with a gold statue of an eagle or whatever. Trying to think of how to shade this, because it's just like, it's easy to shade metallic stuff when it's curved, but when it's just like a flat thing, it's like, how do I make that look metallic? That's not the right color. Maybe just like, that kind of works, I think. Let me give it some smudging. Oh, it's actually getting kind of close to 3. So, let me see if I can finish these gold parts. I think that works. I hope it does. I think so. I hope so. I could just add, like, straight up... I don't know if I'm gonna go with white, but at least, like, let's see, I don't know if this is overkill. I wish I remembered what size brush I used for up there. Well, it was bigger than that for sure. Oh. I probably don't want that to be quite so bright at the bottom there. And let me use that color for the shaded part to match what I did above. Let me blend that a little bit. And let's see. Okay. I guess I'm gonna go a little overtime because I want to finish the gold parts aside from the bird. I'll get to a good stopping point. I don't want to just stop. Oops, that is the wrong color. Okay, so... Okay, so this is the darkest color. So far, it might not already had that one. Oh well, whatever. Oh, damn it. I keep forgetting these are not perfectly straight up and down. There we go. Hopefully that looks pretty good. Yeah, now I need a highlight. I don't know if that's too bright. It might be, but let me just for shits and giggles, let me see how that looks. Oh, I forgot. I've got to do got to do down here as well. Damn it! Being stupid right now. No, it'd be better to put the highlight on the other side. I think. Oh, whoops. Not sure what happened there. Well, there, now I can zoom out and see how it looks. Didn't mean to do that right then, but... That works pretty well. I'm not entirely sure about this highlight being where it is. Okay, wait, I have an idea. Kind of do what I did with the shading. Hopefully that makes sense. I think so. Okay. Starting to take shape. Okay, music's over. I definitely need to wrap up now. Actually, it's just about 3. I was thinking I was going to go over time, but... That's not what I'd expect Falcor to spread. Tisk, tisk, George. I have no idea what the bird god is called, so Holy Bird is as good a name as any. Yeah. Looks good, thank you, Flash. We had an orange cat when I was younger. When she got older, she became one of those cats that walk around with her tongue perpetually poking out of her mouth. That's so cute. Excuse me. Does anyone else remember that old... Excuse me, oh my god. That old 80s animated show, The Mysterious Cities of Gold? I do a little bit. Oops. We have a large orange farm cat who loves flopping down in front of you to demand attention. Sol does that. And who has the habit of clamping onto your hand with his claws so he can lick and nuzzle. Aw, it's so cute. His name is Thompson. Hi, baby girl. Oh, she decided to get up. I think Daddy inadvertently kicked her off the bed. Oh, careful. What is it with cats randomly knocking things off tables as well? It's not even accidental, as they stare at the object for a good few seconds before they do it. I know, they really like to do that. Hi, baby girl. Do you want to come down here and be in the stream? Oh, come down here, baby girl. She never willingly gets on my desk when I stream anymore. She used to do it all the time. Hence why we started calling it Cat Butt Saturday, but she doesn't do it anymore now. Boop. Her nose was right there in booping range. I couldn't resist. Have Tara or Sol ever tried to catch one of those laser dot lights? No, but Tara loves it whenever there's like a reflection on the wall. She chitters like she's watching a bird or something. It's really cute. That's how we know the world isn't flat. Cats would have knocked everything off the edge a long time ago. Yep. Teeny Tara. Teeny Tara. She's all suspicious, like, what are you up to? My parents' previous cat, Ted, supposedly used to knock things off shelves to get their attention. Oh, yeah, that's probably one reason. I know Tara likes to knock stuff off my desk, and then she'll jump onto the floor and start batting it around on the floor, so maybe that's why. Likes to have more room to play with it. Sarah Scribbles comic, I have not. Black cats aren't soulless creatures, but lovable beings, before showing orange cats as demons from hell. That's cute. We had an orange Persian, I think, named Oscar, and he was the sweetest cat I ever met because he was always purring and wanting people to rub him. Aw, that's so cute. Has anyone seen those AI videos lately where they take a famous scene from some kind of media and replace all the people with babies? I don't think I have. Yeah, well, I know you have no problem with going over time special iron because you're not the one doing the work. Dina's already skipping over these. Yup. Bob Ross whisper. Now we're just going to mix some yellow ochre with a little bit of dark sienna, but just a tiny, tiny little bit. It's very strong. Does look pretty good. As I say, we get a better sense of the depth of the room. Thank you. If you skip this comment, I will send another one to replace it. Well, there you go. Goddamn Fish City music. It's so damn eerie. It fits the stage perfectly. It does. The asteroid has a twisted sense of humor. Yeah, I always thought that after playing that level. Here we have an artist in her natural habitat looking at her work, nitpicking everything about it. Yup. Oh, thank you, Special Iron. Thanks, Flash. I mean, is this really how the asteroid thanks you for putting it back together? Echo has to find a way to the Vortex future to get those last 2 globes. Scorpions reference? Oh, right. Well designed, a good balance of color. Thank you. Yeah, what I ended up doing was like, I think it happened when I was, I decided to make these trees in the background like the same color as the sky, but darker, so it looked like they were fading into the, they were like, there was atmosphere between them and in the viewer. And I realized this panel was almost totally purple, and I thought, well, what if like each panel has kind of a color scheme? So like this is mostly purple, this is mostly gold. I tinted all the people kind of purple, and I tinted all these people kind of yellow, and not so much with this one, but with these two I ended up doing that. One of my favorite shows is Quantum Leap. It had an episode called The Boogeyman that was pretty spooky for a sci-fi TV show. I never really watched Quantum Leap. I only saw like maybe 2 episodes of it. Who's your favorite Pennywise perform? Oh, hi Gabriel. I don't think I saw you before. Who's your favorite Pennywise performance, Tim Curry or Bill Skarsgård? I don't really have a favorite. They're too different. Again, I talked about this in my It Chapter 1 video. And Tara being a butt in the background. Yep. Looks really good. Thank you, Ashtray. Hiya, Georgie. Think you'll stream next week? Yes, I do plan to. I don't know if something could come up, but as far as I know, I'm going to stream next week. I really want to get these next 2 pages done so I can publish them. Actually publish the comic up to this point. I liked Bill's version as well, but I think that Tim's version is closer to the novel. Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, they're both so different. There are aspects of Tim Curry's version that I kind of miss when watching It Chapter 1, but for the most part, like, Bill Skarsgård just did his own take on it so much that, and his works really well on its own. So, yeah, I don't know that I really have a favorite. They're both good in different ways, I guess. I don't know if it's true, but I've heard that it's actually in the genetic coding of golden retrievers to make humans happy, apparently. Interesting. Another spooky episode of Quantum Leap is a portrait for Troyan, where the twist is that one of the side characters is a ghost. Interesting. Got a cat, gotta boop them. Yep. Tara's learned that being on your lap means she'll be in the stream. Yeah. No, mummy, I'm not going to talk to your imaginary friends in the glowy rectangle like you. Tara's being a butt, so it is Cat Butt Saturday. Well, going by that logic, every day is Cat Butt Saturday or Cat Butt whatever day it is. Who's more vocal, Tara or Soul? Oh, good question. Because Soul is louder, but Tara makes noise more often, I think. Dina, yes, I will stream live. Are you sure about that? Yeah, I'm never sure. But the plan is to, I don't have anything planned for next Saturday, so I should be, but you never know. I like the outtake in the It remake where Georgie gets his boat back and runs off, leaving Pennywise to mutter, "Shit." Yeah, that's cute. Supposed to look a little like Ronald McDonald according to some characters. Yeah, I remember that. Okay, Ashtray, thanks for stopping by. Apples and oranges both are great, and I love that outtake too. Yeah, it is like apples and oranges. They're just too different for me to pick a favorite. Okay, all caught up on the chat. So, thanks for stopping by, everybody. In all fairness, Ronald McDonald was scary enough. I never found Ronald McDonald scary, but I've never been really scared by clowns in general. Quick food post: the Tasmania Festival I'm going to has possum meat on a bao bun for their winter feast. That's interesting. I look forward to it. Me too. So, okay, everybody, thanks for stopping by. I should be back next week, like I said. I don't have any specific plans for next Saturday. Unless maybe I end up seeing Karate Kid on Saturday instead of Sunday. Usually I try to see movies on Sunday morning because theater's a lot more empty, but it's kind of a pain doing it on Sunday because that's when I do laundry, so I don't know. Anyway, sorry, I just saw a comment pop up on the thing. I'm waiting for it to pop up over here as well. There we go. No problem, Insidious. Thanks for stopping by. Just one more. If you stream next weekend, I might be late getting in for that one too. Season work is a bit of a bugger. Okay. Good to know. How'd you turn this thing off then? I think I finally know how to. Okay, everybody. Thanks for joining me. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Shut up. Bye.